Scheduled like everyone, welcome to the WALT Wines live virtual happy hour. This is our sip tasting. For those of you who are sheltering in place, we are sipping with you. We're sheltering in place and also sipping some fine wine. I'm super excited to be here. My name is Jeff Sapelli. I'm the general manager for WALT Wines, and I have an incredible guest with me today that I'll get to in just a second. As a quick reminder to those of you who are tuning into our Facebook page, we have some incredible wine, and we have some incredible Pinot Noir and Chardonnay that is now currently an amazing incentive, 10% off, and you can get it shipped directly to you for $1 after you order 3 bottles or more. And it's just a wonderful way for you to kind of get through what's happening right now, have a nice glass of wine, and join us every day, either on Hall Wines, Walt Wines, or Baca Wines on our social media feeds. We'll be doing these wine tastings. But the real reason I'm sure everyone's here, because clearly she's a bigger star than I am. I have Amanda Blonius from CBS Sports on the other line. Amanda, you there?
Hey. I am. Hello. Thanks
How
for
are
having
you?
us.
You got your boyfriend there.
I brought in the football ringer. Renner, also my boyfriend, because you said you wanted to talk football, and I can't be in a household where he does football for a living and have me talk about it, because that's bad news all around.
So I agree that he's an expert. I'm not going to take that away. You're looking great, by the way. I love the beard.
Thank you so much for this call out on the beard. It's been really rough.
Mine comes on and off. So on Tuesday it's off. On Wednesday it's on, and then it just.
I'm gonna adopt that theory after this.
His mom has been sending him in the mail razors every week because she's so mad at me.
It's my first time with a beard, so do not judge.
So if Mrs. Renner is watching this Facebook Live, I'm sorry I didn't make him shave.
Hi, Mrs. Renner. It's good to have you on. I hope you can enjoy a wonderful glass of wine with us today.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you. So I am going to say, though, I'm going to fight back a little bit on that answer, because I know that I've watched you. You did the Super Bowl and a PGA tournament in the same week. You do know what you're talking about. You're just selling yourself a little short.
No, I do. But, there's a difference between someone who does it for a whole living and someone that does it on the sidelines. So I think with our powers combined, we've got you covered on any sports talk that you possibly could want.
I totally agree. This is the pre-funk for the draft tonight, then.
Yes, exactly.
Exactly. I actually have a Zoom with my brothers-in-law tonight. And we're going to watch the draft, at least the first draft, right? So,
love it.
You'll be like the general managers tonight. They're doing the same thing.
Yeah, they have a much bigger job than I do. I just make wine, try to bring some people together, and enjoy it. So, well, thank you so much. I think the last time we talked, you were in Sonoma and Napa. We had a chance to see you at the winery.
You kicked off my favorite birthday trip of all time. I organized a girls' trip for my 33rd birthday, and we flew into Napa, immediately drove over to Sonoma, and went immediately to the Walt Wine tasting room.
Yes, it is.
We had the best time. It was, you guys kicked off I owe my national birthday trip to Walt Winery tasting room, because it kicked it off perfectly.
Hardly. We actually, I'm going to thank Ian, who bailed on you, by the way. Ian Baker Finch.
Dude, right?
Yeah, and I know he's on Facebook, so I hope he's watching right now, because he owes you big time now.
I'm going to remind him of that too. I'm good at that. I have a long memory with people that owe me.
What golf course have you been dying to get into?
Oh gosh, honestly, we are sheltering in place in Miami, and all of the golf courses have been closed, so we're good to go on any golf course that's open currently. But I'm anxious just to get back onto whatever golf course the PGA Tour is hosting a tournament at, because it has been it's been wild. Every week thinking, oh my gosh, we should be at Hilton Head, we should be in New Orleans, we should be in Charlotte. So I'm this has been wonderful to get some actual time at home with loved ones and get to recharge, which we always complain we never get to do. But I think I'm pretty anxious to get out there and start covering golf again as soon as possible.
I'm certainly charged, right? I've had that time off, and I'm ready to go, really. So, so a little bit of the wine. So we've already poured our Chardonnay for you. It was amazing being able to get that all the way over to Florida, where you guys are. And so this is our 2017
Okay.
Walt, Bob's Ranch Chardonnay. So
All right.
you may or may not have had a chance to try this. I think you were there in June, right?
Yes. I was there in June.
So we just missed you. So this is a new wine for you
Okay.
that if you haven't tried. It's made from our estate vineyard, which is located in the Petaluma Wind Gap. So that's an area that was probably due west of where you guys were staying.
Okay.
And it's very similar to what you're seeing behind me, the trees. I live in the Wind Gap. And so you get berries
now
that
you're
are...
just bragging, Jeff.
I am. Oh, I work for a winery.
It's awesome.
No, and so no, it is one of truly the greatest, coolest parts of my life that I get to work for wine, and wine has led me to meet really cool people. And the last 4 weeks, I've done nothing but talk to those people. So life's fine for me. Right
it's honestly, it's like a similar thing to golf, right? Like I love golf, not because I'm a good player. I'm not a good player, but because of the people you get to meet through golf. You know what I mean? It's like, it opens up so many doors, and anyone can do it at any age. And it's the same thing with drinking wine, like, right? Like whether you know a lot about it or you don't, you can certainly drink it. It's the same thing with playing golf. I could play with a single digit handicapper and we'll still have a great time, even though I'm picking up my ball every third hole.
Yeah. So I'm actually going to push back on that one too, because I have seen you play a little bit, at least on Instagram. And
I only post the good shots. Instagram's not real.
So I don't have a lot of opportunity to ask professionals, and I'm going to consider you a professional because you follow golf and you're very good at that. And so we did some filming earlier, and we were wanting to know if it was possible for you to rate my golf game. So I took that into the backyard, and almost. Ooh. All right, one more time. Oh, almost.
I mean, overall, I think that's pretty good. And that's a sweet setup you got back there.
I love that.
Yeah, you're not taking it back too far if you're going to do little half shots like that. I think that's, listen,
great.
I'm giving you an A.
Good
You're
with
lucky
that?
Ian's not here, though. He's going to be a much harsher critic when he comes on.
So I had dinner with Ian once, and I asked him that same question. I said, so what does a good golf swing look like? And he said, Jeff, just hit it as hard as you can. So
because honestly, like us mere mortals, we're never going to be good enough to care about like the intricacies and the breakdown of a golf swing, right? Like we would love to all swing like Adam Scott. We're not going to.
Yeah.
So we might as well just try to make contact and make forward progress.
Just keep it straight. Like that's the whole goal,
if you
right?
could keep it straight all the time, you would be better than 90% of amateurs.
And you can ask my friends who are watching this right now. They're my pizza night crew, my good friends that I haven't been able to have pizza with for the last 4 weeks. They would attest to how bad I am at golf. So, so I do want to just go ahead and make sure that people who are tuning in ask questions on Facebook. We're going to post them up into the feed so that you can see your questions. And we did have a few started come in. So what's...
Am I allowed to drink the wine, by the way?
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
Okay,
Yes.
okay.
So this is Chardonnay from Bob's Ranch. So please, cheers. Cheers to you guys.
Cheers.
Yeah. Cheers. This is my kind of quarantine, I got to tell you.
Yeah.
I'm feeling good about this.
So what is your best, what's the best part of being a sports reporter?
Ooh, best part of being a sports reporter. Honestly, I think for me, it's two parts. I think the first part is being able to travel all over the world. I mean, it's literally taking me all over the world. I get to go to Asia, every year now. We're going to Canada. I've been over to Scotland a bunch of times. And those beautiful destinations, in our country, which is wonderful. But that travel is only fun because of the people I get to work with, right? So like you have like this insulated like secondary family, which is really, really wonderful. I think to be able to have a job that you love and then love the people you work with as well is a very unique thing. I think a lot of people right now at home are kind of maybe thankful they don't have to work with certain people or see certain people every day. Like we're on our CBS family is like on a group text and it's fired up every single day because like we all miss each other so much. So I think it's a two-pronged reason. What makes it so cool is you get to witness the best sporting events on the planet up close and personal, but it's also the people you get to experience it with are just second to none.
And so do you guys all drink wine when you're hanging out?
We do.
Awesome. And what are the favorite wines?
Walt and Hall wine. Well, of course. Come on, Jeff.
Walt Hall box wine?
I'm on brand over here.
I know you can't get Walt wines in Scotland because I know where the wines go. So
yeah, I think in Scotland, you're just, if it's not a Guinness, you're thrilled. So
this is true.
Yeah.
So what did you think of the wine? Did you have a chance to try it?
Yeah, I like it. So I'm not a huge white wine person, but the Chardonnay we had on my birthday trip, it was the first glass of wine we had, and it was delicious. And we actually brought home a couple bottles.
Oh, cool.
Because we loved it. So yeah, I really do. I do like the Chardonnay. It's hard though. I don't talk fancy wine talk, so it's hard for me to tell you why. But I think because it's not super sweet. Is that correct?
No, there's no wrong way to talk about wine. I think if you wanted to, talk about wine within our industry, I would say this has got a great viscosity. It's got great weight on the palate. It's got good length and freshness, and the acidity and the brightness in the wine are really what turns me on to it, right? But what I really just said was it's good, and it really is good.
I'll tell you, so when we went to your tasting room, which was amazing, I forget the woman's name. She was wonderful that gave us our tasting, and it was hilarious. So she poured us 2 glasses of Chardonnay, and she poured, 1 to 1, whatever, goes around. She's like, all right, now everyone taste your wines, and I want to know what you think the difference is between the 2.
Okay.
And we have probably half of my crew thinks like they're very knowledgeable with wine, and the other half, like me, you just drink what you like, right? It doesn't. You don't overthink it too much. And so I tasted both of them and was like, I'm not going to say anything. I don't taste a huge difference between the 2. I like them both, but I didn't want to say that because it felt embarrassing. And half the girls started going on about the differences, and one feels full body and the other one doesn't. And she stopped everyone, and she said, I actually poured the same wine into both glasses just to test you, and I was dying. They were so embarrassed. So I was like, you know what, good. Knock them back a couple notches as we come into wine country and just like what you like.
So I think it was Jennifer Meyer. So nice job, Jennifer. She got
it. Was awesome. It was awesome.
So since you guys both play with football players and golf players, so who's the better wine collector?
Ooh, that would be me.
I would definitely go with her.
He got into wine because of me. I think he realized drinking beer all the time with me was not going to cut it.
Yeah, I was a dumb football player. I played quarterback, and I would just show up, and you get to drink with the offensive linemen. So the offensive linemen are more choosing the Bud Lights, the natural lights, and whatever's on the table. So you're a leader of those guys. So they're just like, all right, let's chug beers, guys. And so it kind of turned into that, but. She's definitely turned me on to the wine.
Passing up the joint in quarantine.
Well, so how do we get? So I asked this question to my friend Pedro Gomez when I had him on last Tuesday, and I said one of my problems is I can't get baseball players to enjoy a great wine. So how do I get the linemen to enjoy great wine?
That's a great question.
I mean, how do I get into this? Because they make a lot of money.
Wine, it's with age. I think it ages. I think the older linemen have gone to wine because their wives and their significant others are, hey, you're putting down the beer, buddy. You got a little bit rambunctious last night, so we're done. And so it turns into one of those because I played with Marshall Yando in Baltimore.
Yeah.
And he actually just retired, Hall of Fame lineman potentially. He should be a first ballot in my opinion. But we actually went and played the Philadelphia Eagles, and it was the night before, and we went out to dinner. And he actually did get a glass of wine, and everyone looked at him like he had 5 different heads because this is a Pro Bowl offensive lineman, and he's getting a glass of wine, and I'm like, oh my gosh, everybody is just ripping him. But he actually, turned everybody on to wine, and so it was.
See, it just takes one, right? It takes one, and then changes the whole tide of the thing.
We have some great fans of our wine. So Charles Woodson actually came to the Hall Winery in, was that 2006? And he was thinking about making wine. This is when he was really young, I think, still in the league. And now he has his own label, and he's taken on a second label. He's now down in Paso Robles. So you got to tell these football players, you don't have to be so hoity-toity in the 19th hole just to enjoy a nice glass of wine.
Exactly right. We got to break down. It's so funny. There's so many overlaps between wine and golf. I feel like of knocking down like the pretentious, like kind of however people look at it from the outside looking in until you actually try it and find your people and your space to do it in. You realize it's accessible to anybody.
Absolutely. So do you Do you drink when you're on the golf course?
Oh, I do. Yes.
Okay.
That's a hard yes from me.
Okay.
I am a huge proponent of cocktails and music on the golf course. You know, and I will say, you know, if you get to go to a really special course, there's nothing wrong with water and walking and, you know, all that stuff. But I generally use golf as the vehicle to connect with the people I love, or like get to connect with new people in my life, you know, whatever that is. I love being outdoors. I love being off my phone. And the only reason I look at my phone is to play the next song. Yeah, I gotta get, like, my mom loves birdie juice. She carries a flask around in her golf bag for every time she makes a birdie, and she drinks her birdie juice. And she called us the other day. She said, you know, I made 2 birdies last week and nobody wanted to drink the birdie juice with me. And we asked a follow-up question. She goes, well, it was 9 a.m. And we're like, oh, Mom, like, I know you're retired, but like, let's slow the roll a little bit.
So we do a lot of drinking at 9 a.m. at the winery. That's actually when your palate is most fresh. That's when you should be tasting wine. Maybe not drinking it. Birdie juice might be a little bad idea.
I'm going to tell her that, because she's dying to go to Sonoma and Napa. She's never been. So that's going to be our next mother-daughter trip together. So I'm going to make sure I schedule something for 9 a.m. and tell her this makes up for the lack of birdie juice.
You know, you can come to the industry and work for us if you can drink at 9 a.m. So.
This might be my second calling. I never knew it.
So we have a couple more questions. About Chardonnay. If you had to compare Chardonnay to a golf player, who would that be? And I want both of you to answer that question.
So it's dry, it's bright.
Look at you go.
Yeah, see, I'm trainable. Like dry, who has like a dry sense of humor, but like very effervescent in personality.
I'd probably say Sergio.
Oh, okay. Sergio's a Chardonnay.
Sergio.
Okay.
Sergio came to my restaurant when I was working in San Francisco. Nice guy. Definitely a Chardonnay. I'll give you that.
Sergio's one. I feel like this would be an Englishman, right? Like very dry sense of humor, but like maybe like an Ian Poulter.
Ooh, okay, I like that call.
Good call.
I'm going Ian Poulter. Ian Poulter's a Chardonnay.
Okay. All right. I'm going to give you that.
Tell him that to his face, but that's what I'm saying boldly here in this moment.
So I hope he comments on this stream. Like, Ian, if you're out there, we got a Chardonnay for you. Come on in.
And I'm sorry, Ian.
And Sergio, you too, man. You can come back into the winery. So I want to move on to red wines, if that's all right. So the next one is also from our flagship estate. So it's from the same place, but this is Pinot Noir. Ooh. And so I am going to pass you the bottle, and we're gonna. Okay. Are you ready?
Yeah,
okay.
So don't break it.
It comes all the way to Florida.
We figured out how to teleport wine, which is honestly the most important thing we ever needed to figure out how to do.
Now we can do this, and you know what? The best part about it is it gets uncorked when it comes to you.
How about that? I
You're
like
the
that.
teleport.
No work necessary.
Yeah, this is a good machine we've got. It'll be helpful because you travel just a little bit, like 40, probably 50 weeks a year.
About 40 weeks a year.
I don't know how you see Bryn, but that's that's very impressive.
We see each other. Well, it actually works right now because during golf season.
Bryn, you got to pass me that back, or I won't have the wine.
I got to pass it back. There we go.
There you go.
All right, then we got it. Look at that. It's happened.
So he's a big golf guy too. So he'll come out and visit me when I'm out working, and then we have yet to experience what football season is like between the two of us, but we're thinking it'll be mainly just FaceTime. So.
Yeah. I seem to go in a dark cave when August hits and training camp starts, and it's kind of been that way for a long time.
That's when my girls' trips to Napa will start and Sonoma, Jeff. So you see how that works?
I want to be open so that we can have you back in. So this is our Bob's Ranch Pinot Noir, as I mentioned. This is the 2018 vintage. And so this is a wine that we're looking for a lot of richness, a lot of power, a lot of structure. So not it's not a dainty or delicate expression of Pinot Noir. It's definitely more robust, more full-bodied, more lineman style, I think you would call it, as opposed to maybe Ian's delicacy in Chardonnay. So I'll just ask you to try the wine, and then we'll ask you the same question. Who is the football player that you would say reminds you of our Bob's Ranch Pinot Noir?
Ooh. Pinot Noir. It's a little bit. It's a lighter red wine. I think it could be a quarterback.
So I will cut you off here, but because it's going to lead her into probably. So her favorite team is the Pittsburgh Steelers, and I played for them in 2016, and it's probably a Big Ben.
No.
Ooh.
No, he's like a cab.
What do you think, Jeff?
We need like a daintier, like a Trevor Siemian, like a smaller quarterback.
Jefferson is pretty big.
He's a small guy. He's a small guy.
Let's do it. Maybe it's a Tua. Maybe it's a Tua tonight.
I was gonna say,
maybe
is it
it's a Joe Burrow.
No, Joe Burrow's a big guy. He's about 6
yeah,
Joe's a bigger guy, but if you said he was dainty, so I would probably say a Tua.
Do you think Tua's dainty?
Tua's
short doesn't mean
dainty.
These are the conversations that happen in our house.
Yeah, no, I can't imagine what two people who follow sports as close as you do have to like. Oh. How do you untangle the fight at the end of the night?
How about like a Kyler Murray?
It's a Kyler Murray, okay.
So that's where I was going. I was going with someone who's athletic and playful, who can kind of sneak up on you. You think he's small and dainty, but he's got a lot of power and he's got a huge arm.
Kyler or Baker? We're just going to
or a Baker, maybe. Okay.
Or Baker. Baker's a little spicy though. I might be.
That's true.
That's more of a Syrah for me than the Pinot Noir. So Kyler Murray, we'll have you on next week. I'll have Pedro. You guys live down there. So we do have I wanted to just take a second to show you what this estate looked like, because it's nowhere near where you are. So we have this this video that I'm going to try to walk you through if I don't get muted. So the owner of the winery is Catherine Walt Hall, and her father was Bob Walt, and he was a viticulturalist. He didn't make wine. And so when we bought this property in 2014, and by we, I mean the Halls bought the property in 2014, we found this spot in the Petaluma Wind Gap that was just perfect for growing Pinot Noir. And this is the vineyard that you can see. It's a windswept area, not a lot of vineyards as you can see around it. Has a lot of dairy farming, a lot of just, typical, chickens, cows, that kind of agriculture going on. And this is Megan making the wine. She's our winemaker at the winery. And this is a video that we actually have online that anybody can check out on our Walt Wines webpage. And it kind of walks you through what our Bob's Ranch Pinot Noir is all about. And you can kind of get an idea of what the vista was. If you checked out our Instagram with Michelle Fitzgerald on Tuesday, you can see it's fairly, cheers, Megan. It's fairly remote. It's not a very close place, so you get an idea of what that is.
It's so beautiful there. Like, I think that, again, another overlap between golf and wine. Like, being outside in a vineyard gives me the exact same feel as being out at a beautiful golf course. Like, it really does. You just get to sit and observe like natural beauty and everything that comes with that. And enjoy like an activity that you really love. I don't know. There's a lot of overlaps here. I'm liking.
Yeah, no, I mean, wine is drank a lot in pretty vista places. And those are the two places that we like to talk about. So back to travel though. You travel a lot for work. Yeah. And I know you are a fan of wine. But what you do really well, and what I've followed, because I travel a little bit for the winery, and you are great at a healthy living lifestyle, and you publish that. So tell us a little bit about how you achieve that, and then how at the end of the day do you make some time to enjoy with your friends a glass of Pinot Noir, maybe?
Well, first of all, poor Brent has had to deal. He's now gluten and dairy free without knowing he was committing to that when I moved in for this.
Congrats.
But really, honestly, for me, when you travel so much, if you don't create structure around that travel the same way you would if you were home on a daily basis, like everything goes downhill very quickly, right? Like for me personally, like my state of mind and my mind is what helps me with my job, right? Like I have to be quick on my feet. I have to feel good. Like I have to not be.
You wear probably 20 pounds of gear. And you walk probably 10 miles a tournament.
Wow, I like those numbers. Those are far exaggerated for what I personally have to do. But yeah, let's go with that. I'm working very hard. But it's really important for me to be clear-minded and feel really good. To me, like my physical health and my mental health are very, very intertwined. So being able to pack food on the plane, like I started eating the food on the plane it's packed with sodium. It's so processed. It's, you know, however healthy they try to make it, and they are trying to make it healthier, it's still not the same as what you're cooking at home, right? So if I can even take out of the equation one more day on the road that I can bring my own food, and now all of a sudden I'm just eating out 2 days a week rather than 3 days a week, like all of those days when you travel 40 weeks a year add up to over a month of better eating, right? So that's something I just try to really implement is my own personal structure. And then obviously making yourself work out in the gym at the hotel, or like I use ClassPass. I don't know if you've ever used that, but it's wonderful. If you travel a lot, it's a great membership that you can literally work out at any gym in whatever city you're in. So like I don't have a gym membership in San Diego. I use ClassPass and work out at the places in ClassPass in San Diego, and then, you know, wherever else in the country. So it's just like those like small little hacks that I feel like keep me on track and almost make me feel less homesick, because I'm making everywhere I go feel like home. And then, you know, you can find wonderful wine in any city you go to pretty much. So you just add that, and I call that, Jeff, balance.
No, for sure. You have a lot of balance. Actually, I'm very jealous of the balance that you find when you're traveling. And I wish I've actually lost like 10 pounds by not traveling, just by being at home. So
that's awesome.
When I get back on the road, which I'm super excited about.
But see, now you have no excuses, because now you know it was your poor decisions on the road. Keep drinking, but eat healthy.
There
Jeff,
you
I've
go.
done this for the last 6 weeks, so you're just getting a little bit.
He tried to order pizza tonight, and I said, you can pick. We're either getting pizza or we're drinking wine. So here we are.
Wow. Oh, wow.
There's a lot of battles, Jeff. There's a lot of battles.
Well, you know, I just encourage you to embrace that. As a man who's been married for 15 years, you know, once you find the right girl, you just start embracing the healthy living lifestyle.
I hope she stays and I lose every single battle. Okay?
There you go. There you go.
I'm good.
So are you a cat person or a dog person? This is a softball.
Dog. Dog. I love all animals, but dog.
And so how is Star?
Star is perfect. Okay. Should we go get her? So we
we'd love to see Star. So for those of you, one of the coolest things, I have a rescue. His name is Buster. I rescued him. He is over there. I rescued him in the middle of the fires in 2017.
Yeah.
So how are you doing with Star, and how is he doing on his path to adoption? Because I think there are a lot of people watching right now that may love and fall in love with Star.
Yeah. So oh my gosh, Faith, you're going to have to go pick her up. So Star has gotten progressively lazier and lazier. She's gotten used to our home, which is amazing. It means she feels comfortable. Yeah, you can see that there. Star gives hugs.
Aww.
So when we actually went to 2 shelters, and this is pretty incredible. On the road, I feel pretty passionate about, I'm very lucky to have the life that I have. So to give back is very important to me. Otherwise, I feel like I'm not doing any of this correctly. So I go to no-kill shelters at every tour stop that I go to, or I try to go to. And just kind of bring awareness to that shelter in that area, and show people that, like, hey, you don't need to go to a breeder to get an amazing dog, an amazing puppy even. You know, there are these incredible dogs here that just, for whatever circumstance it was, are looking for their forever homes, and they're perfect. And Bryn actually was not a huge dog guy before we went. So we went to 2 shelters, and the first one we went to, they were pretty much all out of dogs. Everybody had come and either adopted or fostered within that first week, that everyone had a kind of shelter in place, which was amazing to see, because usually it's heartbreaking to walk through these shelters. So then we went to the second shelter in Miami, Paws for You, and they also did not have a whole lot of dogs left, which is incredible. They did have Star. Come
Star.
Here. And Star was an owner surrender, because she didn't get along with the older dog, but we think that might have been a lie now.
Oh,
the girl downward dog. Yes. So Star is like the sweetest boxer lab mix.
Sit, Star.
Sit, Star, sit. Good girl. Paw, shake, shake. Good girl. Yes, good girl. And all she wants to do is give you hugs. Oops, sorry. And snuggle and she is literally just the most amazing. Like, it's hard to describe, but like, I think people think that you get these like problem dogs, you know, when you go to a shelter, and that's not the case. These dogs just can't advocate for themselves.
Yeah.
And so they end up at a place and like just no one's there to advocate for them.
Right.
You know, so we're hoping that by showcasing Star, it'll change the perception around adopting instead of going to a breeder and getting a dog. Like, I highly encourage people, next time you want to get a puppy, and a lot of people will be getting them right now, just go to your local shelter first and see if they have a dog that you fall in love with, and then if you still want to go to a breeder, go do your thing. But I mean, you know, as Buster, like Buster's been a life changer.
Buster's like so he's the sweetest, nicest dog. I got him when he was the size of my hand. We actually had I rescued 3 because I fostered them, and then we took Buster because Buster was to us the best. Doesn't bark, he doesn't fight. He's kind of a wimp. And he's over there, like, I don't know.
So is Star. Star's a wimp.
Yeah, he's a bit of a wimp. He won't really bark at anything, but that's great. He's a very loving dog, and I totally agree. Like, go to a shelter, go to a rescue, find these dogs and animals, and bring them in. Well,
I mean, she's our first foster.
Oh, really?
And I do see how like foster, because like we're just never home enough to do this, and I really felt like, okay, I advocate for these shelters and for people to foster. I need to experience what it's like if I'm going to tell other people to do it. And I mean, Star's been unbelievable, right? But like, was it hard? I could see where this would be if we didn't travel so much, we would have adopted Star the second day we had her. So like the foster fail thing is very real.
Oh yeah, no, it's it was my wife's call, so I just embraced it. So I just like you, right? Like, our best ideas come from our significant others. No, so it was tough because they were 5 weeks old and they pooped everywhere. So we put them in our shower, and then like wall to wall of that blue and green stuff. And once they kind of got through that phase, it was just fun. Like, that's when it really got a lot of fun. Well, I wanted to just plug your Puppies and Golf organization in San Diego.
Thank you.
I want to come down and play some golf with puppies. So
let's do it. We'll go to Goat Hill Park, and we will bring up Buster and maybe Star if we figure out a way to keep her. And play it in public. See, that's my kind of golf. It's in Muni. It's public. You can wear board shorts and a flat rim. Bring your dog. Go play 9 holes and be done with it. I think it's perfect.
Yeah, 9 holes is about my speed. That's usually when I start drinking too much and then I fall off. Like,
right, I lose my attention. My mom is actually a part of a 13-holer group because it ends once happy hour starts. It's genius. So 13 holes might be the key here, and end it when happy hour starts at like 5 o'clock.
Golf tournament turns into a wine tasting. We could just literally roll into our next sip. And
yes, let's do that.
Well, I wanted to thank you guys for coming on and not take up too much of your time, because I know the draft's going to start really soon. So don't want to go. Amanda, there's a promo code for you for any of your followers on Instagram. It's Amanda, and it will save you 20% off anything on waltwines.com, or you can follow us. So thank you for coming on the show. Really just wanted to say thank you and say cheers to both you and Brent. Thank you guys for doing this and for everything that you do for the local animal shelters and rescues, and keep telling us how to live a healthy living lifestyle. I need that.
Thank you so much for having us. This was awesome.
That was a lot of fun. Cheers to you guys.
Cheers.
Okay. Well, I just want to thank everyone for coming by and checking us out, and please go online, use the promo code Amanda, and that will save you 20% off on our wines when you shop online on waltwines.com, or you can call 707-933-4440, waltwines.com. We will be back on Tuesday on Instagram, and I will have Katie Kearney, another golfer and a model, to come on and talk about wine with me. Tomorrow we're going to have Catherine Hall on the Hall Wines Facebook page, so please tune in tomorrow at 4 o'clock, and then at 5 o'clock on Mondays on Baca on Instagram only. Cheers to everyone who came. Thank you so much. We'll see you on Tuesday. Hear, hear.